OG Steve, good looking out, brother. What's up, Mackies and Maniacs? I'm back as promised. Like the Groove Show say, hit that like button on your way in, man. All you gotta do is exit out the live chat, click like, and click back on live chat. I support the movement. Okay, Ayana Copeland. Okay. That's what's up. Street Smart, what's up? I guess the rest of the Mackies and Maniacs will be in a minute. But anytime there's something positive, anytime there's a good movement for our people, we won't get a lot of numbers anyway. So let's go on and get started, man. So I'm gonna read. From what I got. What up, Southside? Pacoima, what up? On behalf of myself, Kareem Lamar Brown, and others serving life sentences in California State Prison, the Lifers Matter 2 movement is created and designed to bring national attention to CDCR, which is California Department of Corrections Rehabilitation, for those who don't know, deprivation of rehabilitation, a right established by Penal Code 1170A 1 and 2. We're getting a little precise up in here. The lifers will also be addressing CDCR's discriminatory practice of arbitrarily excluding lifers from the application of recall and resentence, a right further established by Penal Code 1173. The remedy: lifers offer to redress the denial of rehabilitation. Below is a summary of some of the relevant facts in support of the Lifers Matter 2 movement. As you guys probably know, I've been advocating against three strikes since 1994, off and on. I never started an organization, never joined an organization, but I've written plenty of pages, dedicated a piece inside All Hood Publications for the lifers, wrote letters for guys trying to parole with three strikes. And my brother's a victim of three strikes. Yeah, I say victim because he got 40 years to life for a burglary when nobody was home, nobody was hurt. And he never even, allegedly or whatever, but he was never found to have taken anything outside the home. And they gave him 40 to life. Cold thing, right? And he's still in there. It's been like 27 years, 28 years. He's been in there 28 years already. So I have a personal concern about this, and I think you all should too, because as long as you're black or brown, you're probably going to have family or friends that fall victim to these type of laws in California. So on to the bulletin points that this brother has made. Approximately 35,000 lifers, which is 38% of the inmate population. So about 4 out of every 10 inmates is serving a life sentence. So these are guys that's going to be gone a long time. No reproduction for black and brown people that's incarcerated under this law. Cost to taxpayers to house inmates that do not have a medical disability is $83,000 a year. It's a lot of money. They should pay me $83,000 a year not to go back to prison. No, I'm joking, but good looking out, OG Steve, and phone check. Appreciate that. Robert Lee, good looking out, man. And so, lifers who have been to the board of parole hearings or that goes in the next 18 months, CDCR has discriminatorily and arbitrarily excluded them from recall and resentencing under 1170.03. CDCR has recommended 1,900 inmates for recall and resentencing from 2018 to 2021, according to the Committee on Revisions of the Penal Code in 2021, as I stated. Lifers had a recidivism rate of 3.2% after being released from prison. According to the recidivism report for offenders released from CDCR fiscal year 2015 to 2016, I try to do further research so we could update them statistics in present day, and unfortunately, those statistics are either not published or they're hard to find. But I did read where some inmate claimed that the recidivism rate now is 2%. So that's about right. 2 to 3% sounds about right. I know a lot of lifers, and if my memory is correct, I only know two lifers personally that went back to prison. One went back for a gun, and another went back for drunk driving, hit and run. Penal Code 117003 states recall and resentencing is for anyone who, upon conviction for a felony. The objection of recall and resentencing is to reduce prison overcrowding. I would like to add the objective to recall and resentencing should be to level out some of these laws where prisoners was given up too much time in prison. Like that should fall under cruel and unusual punishment in some cases, right? The Lifers movement is inviting and encouraging people to stand in harmony with them and come out to support the cause in any way possible. They need the full support of Californians and the nation to move CDCR to revise its regulations to reflect an equal application of 117003. That's consistent with the proposal presented by the Lifers. Now, I was supposed to have a little something more about the person behind this movement, but I don't have that. I also thought I had more information about this movement, but what I do know is Big H, one of my favorite people. You may remember him from the video talking about the Harlems and talking about how people need to get out and vote. Well, Big H is going to be the spokesperson appointed to this movement, and he's going to be having a rally in the Los Angeles area soon. I believe, I just know it's soon. I don't know the date, but it's going to be real soon. And he's going to really try to bring awareness to the situation. These guys that are basically like political prisoners. And Republican, Democrat, Independent, nobody seems to be making a conscious effort to correct these laws or correct these sentencing guidelines in California. And I think it's very important for a guy like Big H to speak out because he's intelligent. He also was a three-strike person. He was a lifer. He did his sentence. He got out. He understands the law. He understands verbiage. He understands how to communicate, and he knows a lot of politicians. So he's an important guy that I think fits perfect for this movement. And when I get a date and time and a place, I would like to give that to you guys in hopes that you guys come out and support the brother and the brothers that are pushing this movement and the brothers that are locked up doing life sentences. In most cases, should have been out 20 years ago, 17, 18 years ago. So let's see, when I was in prison, I seen blacks and whites that was locked up for the same crime, but the blacks seem to get heavier. Let me correct that. Let's take the word seem out because it's not seen. What you said is a fact. It's not seen. It's a fact. A lot of white dudes with the same crimes as black and brown got a lot lighter sentences. And that's not really addressed much, and it needs to be addressed. I mean, here you got all these senators drilling the black Supreme Justice nominee, and they're not doing their job. And they were mad at her for saying it. They were mad because she's telling you, basically, you guys aren't doing your work. So these are the guidelines that I have to go by. If you guys do your damn job and update the damn old laws y'all got up in the Senate, then I can sentence people to longer sentences. Whereas white judges and prosecutors, they don't give a damn. They don't care about them guidelines. If you black, you finna get stressed out. You finna get all day, man. They don't care about them damn guidelines because it's up to the judge's discretion. And the judge is going to always be biased for his people. always. And then you got to look at what city, what community does this person live in? What type of parents does this person live in? They don't care when you're white. They just feel like the court is on your side. When you're black, they expect you to have two parents out in the courtroom. They expect you to have a reverend, a teacher, your employer. They expect all of them to come to court and act as character witnesses on your behalf just to get the court to have any type of mercy on the person they're facing to over sentence for a crime that a white guy probably just got probation or 90 days of house arrest. And I'm telling you, man, I'm speaking facts, man. These facts may only be facts to minorities or the criminals, but they're facts. Because, our facts sometimes differ from others' facts. Feel me? And that's all the justice was trying to tell the Senate when they were drilling her. Lindsey Graham and what's that nerd from Texas? With the big nose that Trump was dogging out Ted Cruz. That's all she was trying to tell them. And they were getting mad at her and upset at her and trying to piss her off and make her cry. They were being bullies like Donald Trump was a bully. Like Republicans think it's cool to be a bully. Like you can grab a woman by her crotch. Oh, she don't mean nothing. Oh, forget her. Pay her so she don't come to court, right? But this black lady come in, no, we gonna let you have it, right? Good looking out, cowboy. Good looking out, TMC Lifestyle. I haven't heard Keita Rock was out. I don't know where you heard that at. I haven't heard nothing like that. That would be big news in the hood. Not that I get all the news fresh off the press, but I'm pretty sure I would have got something like that fresh off the press. But especially because homeboy just had a big boat party Friday or Thursday. The homie Donnie, rest in peace, just had a big showing where everybody came out to celebrate his life. And of course, everybody got Instagram, so I haven't seen no pictures. Nobody's tagged me. So I don't know, bro. Maybe you're right, but I ain't heard nothing. We as black men have to prove a lot in court. We do. We really do. For real, we do. You got that right, homie. My homeboy did 5 years for a shooting where a white guy whooped on his wife, then fired shots in his neighbor's house. The white guy got a year suspended sentence and family. I just told you, man, they probably get suspended sentence or house arrest. Like you have a right to bear arms when you're white. You don't really have a right to bear arms when you're black. That's why they were so mad at the Black Panthers. You feel me? And they'll tell you that these amendments work for everybody, but it's just not true when you're in court and you come from a black community, especially with a background like somebody that looks, acts, and talks like myself. What's the thing with Ted Cruz? His name is ringing like a famous person to me. Did he run for president? He absolutely did. And Donald Trump ate him up so bad, he's been a weirdo ever since. The fool be trying to sport Elvis Presley hairdo sometime now, man. Private attorney, public defender, absolutely. But still a difference there too. Like I hear people always talk about a private attorney, public defender. I've been fortunate enough that I was a hustler in the streets, and so I always got me a private attorney, right? But people don't talk about there's different type of private attorneys, right? Some, like the Jewish lawyer I had, Sammy Weiss, he's a good deal attorney. Like he's not trying to beat your case, right? He's not trying to win a case. He's just trying to get you off as light as you can. And how much money can you give him? He'll split with the prosecutor and the judge to get you a lighter sentence. So you got those that know how to wheel and deal, that have close friendships with the prosecutor, the DA's office, and the judge. And then you got guys like, let's say, a Johnny Cochran. Uh, I can't think of my my great lawyer's name right now. He rests in peace. Earl Brody Jr. You have guys like Earl Brody Jr. and Johnny Cochran that's going to try to beat this case for you. Now go on and break me off top dollar, but this case is beatable. I'm going to beat this case for you, man. We're going to go to trial, but you're going to pay me and you're going to go home. So there's different type of private attorneys, and people don't talk about that. And when you have public defenders are, man, they just there to pick up a check, the majority of them. Not all of them, but the majority of them, they're there to pick up a check because they're not going to tell you that you can have, that the court can hire a private investigator for you, put off your court dates and all that. You know what I'm saying? So that whole courtroom is tricky, man. That's just like living in hell if you're coming in there fighting a serious case, especially if you're in them county blues. That's just like hell, brother. Because you know, like when you walk in there, you know those are devils presiding over you. Them are devils that you're going up against. You're not going up against the people of the state of California. Because the people of the state of California that look like me gonna be like, let that dude off or give him a little bit of time. The state of California really means something else, like them other people, like the people that run California in conjunction with those that run the rest of the world, right? Absolutely, man. I'm telling you, Earl Brody Jr. represented my mama when she bust on her boyfriend in Compton, man, and been representing me ever since. But then I had a couple other lawyers because sometimes I didn't feel comfortable with Brody always represent me. Because I didn't like how Brody used to be like, Kev, just tell me the truth. Kev, tell me the truth. Brody, I'm going to have to hire you a couple more times before I trust your yellow ass, man. But Brody was a great lawyer, man. Brody was great. I can't think of my lawyer's name. He was better than Brody, man. He was actually in the same family as Earl Brody and Judge Scarlett. He represented me right, man. Like he really went to bat for me. I told him one thing, man. I said, you work for me. Because I was facing a life sentence. And dude didn't want to do what I wanted him to do, but my life is on the line and my money from my mama house is on the line. So I'm hiring you. You work for me. Do as I say. He didn't seem too thrilled, too happy, or none of that. But when it came for court time, he did what I said, man, and he got me off. I actually beat the case. And I got information. The rally will be held on April 11th between 12 to 4 p.m. at Grand Park in downtown Los Angeles. So hopefully you guys can be there. Save the date. I don't know if I'll be in town on that date, but I will be in town around that date. So I'll try my best to make it to the rally. And if I can make it there, hopefully I can greet you guys and meet you guys there, man. This is very important for us, minorities, and us ex-criminals, because you never know when you might catch another case. It's important for our people. It's important for those lifers behind those walls that's not getting any help financially or even in the courts, you know. Kev Mac, like what you're doing, loco. Keep schooling. Much love. Woody, 118th Street, East Coast Block. That's what's up, man. That's what's up, East Coast. I know a lot of East Coast 11-8s, man. Shout out to Kiko. That's one of them. Baby Scooby. Baby Scooby was a young rider back in the day. Uh, so yeah, man. Let's see. At the time, Pomona had a 98% conviction rate. If you try to fight him and you was black, you was gonna get stuck. That's how Santa Monica was, man. You didn't really want to go to Santa Monica court. And the cold thing, man, it's a lot of black gangs that had to go to Santa Monica court. Remember Norwalk, man? They called that no walk because you wasn't getting away in Norwalk. Torrance was hell for us as well, man. Torrance was tough on a black man. I'm just saying though, y'all. Yeah, yeah. I said Torrance, Joe Mosley. Absolutely. Torrance was tough on me. But I was able to escape from Torrance a couple times with probation. Once again, shout out to Earl Brody Jr., rest in peace. Thoughts of her inability to define what a woman is. Well, it was sort of comical, but it was also frustrating because they were dogging her out so bad. And the cold part is she's smart enough to know, and she's been around important people and around law so long. She understands that women don't mean anything to those rich white Republicans. So it was hard for her to just come out and explain what a woman is in front of people like that. These are guys that get these rape cases and you know uh pushing themselves off on women that work for them, and they get off all the time. They don't even go to court. Ain't that crazy how these politicians get accused of rape and all this? They don't go to court. They just go in front of the Senate and then the case disappears. You feel me? I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Yeah, Torrance was kangaroo court for sure, man. I don't know what she is. I'm not here to defend her. I just made some points. That's all. Lancaster giving out L in 100 years. I mean, a lot of courts are in California, man. So I'm just saying, man. Republican women are scared to define a woman object. Well, Republican women understand too that they get dogged out by Republican men. But a lot of times, as a black person or a woman of any color, you know you're taught to stay in your place. Like when you start getting out of your place, it's a problem. And that's one of the reasons why they don't want her on the Supreme Court. Not only because she goes against what they believe in, they are worried that she might let black drug dealers off. She might let black dudes off that've been over sentenced. That's why they so worried about her discretion and how much time she gives out. Because they don't want an equal playing field. You have a woman, you know, women are sometimes a little more lenient than men. Then she's black. So black women are usually a lot more lenient to men in the court system. Not so much in the household, but you know what I'm saying. So she got a tough road ahead of her, man. Whether she's righteous or not righteous, I'm not here to argue that. But yeah, absolutely, they disposable for sure. But black men are disposable to black women, so really no big old ordeal, right, Crystal? If we keep it real, I mean, not. And when I say that, I'm not saying all black women. You know what I'm saying? But you know, our women got that stigma of the angry black woman, and it wasn't something that was just made up. There's something behind that, right? And there's something behind all these women that post memes on Instagram about they are the mother and the father on Father's Day, right? There's something behind those memes on there that say I could take care of myself and I don't need no man, right? All this goes back to the women movement, the women's movement back in the 60s, the empowerment of women. Don't get me started, man. This is about the movement, the lifers that matter, the lifers that are being over sentenced and not getting their fair due and being resentenced or case being reviewed so that they can be paroled or get a lighter sentence. I mean, most of those successful black women and successful black men or women, often the state government has married whites. I mean, we know that. We know that. Like Clarence Thomas and and so on and so forth. I mean, basically that's like The American way. Like if you're gonna get up in here, shout out to Obama for having a black wife and them black kids. But if you're gonna get up in here in the highest form of government in America, you better bring some of that white with you now. Because that white person is gonna run your household like Clarence Thomas' wife and gonna be in your ear to uphold anything white like Clarence Thomas' wife. And you're gonna listen, you old nigger, right? Candace Owens. But I'm out of here, man. I want to push that movement for y'all, man. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow night and talk sports. I'm gonna see if I could get old mad ass Rockhead up in here to talk. I know he's upset that his 5 teams lost. I hope he ain't ducking that money he's supposed to send somebody that beats him. Shout out to those that took some of the picks that I gave for the Final Four, because I got 2 left. Rockhead got none. Y'all take it easy. Good looking out for the super chats, man. Y'all stay strong. Don't forget, save the date, April 11th, because I want y'all to come out, whether I'm there or not. I need y'all to represent. I definitely need y'all to represent for this movement. Again, it's going to be held on April 11th between 12 and 4 at Grand Park in downtown Los Angeles. St. Peter's is nice, but UNC is going to beat St. Peter's. St. Peter's cannot beat UNC. If they do, come back and tell me about it. All right, y'all. Peace. See y'all tomorrow.